Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Somebody asked a really good question in the comments the other day, and I thought, why not make a video about this? I'm not going to try to say her name. I'll probably butcher it, so I'm just going to call her Sweetheart. So, Sweetheart asked me the other day, would it still be worth it to go coast to coast on, say, $1.70 a mile? And I used to run that, and I didn't get $1.70 a mile. And then when I got my authority, I done a little better than that. I can't remember. It's been a long time. But the answer to that is yes and no. It just really depends and comes all down to your expenses and how much does it cost you to make that truck turn down the road per mile. What does it cost you for every mile that you're rolling? And everybody's going to be different. So this is really circumstantial. So I'm going to make this video and give you a basic understanding on how to crunch the numbers and find out how much it costs you to run your truck down the road. What's your operating expense? Because everybody is going to be different because depending on, is your equipment paid for? You got a lease truck? Do you have a low truck payment? Do you got a high truck payment? Trailer, is it paid for? Is it rented? There's a lot of variables. And the most important one is going to come down to fuel mileage. Do you got a truck that gets 6 miles to the gallon, or you got a truck that gets 8 and 9? It all depends. So yes, is it worth it to go coast to coast at $1.70 a mile? Yes and no. So I'm gonna let you guys be the deciding factor of what you feel is best for you and your business. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to give a simple way to figure this out. But if you want a really good way to crunch down to your numbers, what I'm about to talk about, take your last year's average, not average, how many miles did your truck put down last year? And if it's 100,000, then divide that by 12, and that's the number you want to figure this stuff up on. I used to figure mine up at 10,000 miles a month because I used to run 120,000 miles a year. So basic on this example, I'm going to use 10,000 miles per month. So you can take that and adjust it to your own operation. But how do you figure out what it costs me to run my truck down the road? Let's say you've got a truck that gets, I'm gonna cover the fuel first because the fuel is the biggest one, and a lot of people fell on that. Say you get a truck that gets 8 miles to the gallon on 10,000 miles. That's 1,250 gallons per month. Now, if you're getting, again, for the sake of the video, if you're paying $3 per gallon, times that by 3, that's $416 a month. Divide that by $10,000, or 10,000 miles, I should say. You're operating, ooh, I did something wrong. 10,000 miles divided by 8 is $1,250. Times that by $3 a mile, it's $3,700. Divide that by 10,000 miles. All right, your operating expense per mile is 37.5 cents. So 37.5 cents is what it's going to cost you at an 8 mile to the gallon truck, paying $3 in fuel. It's going to cost you 37.5 cents, or just say 37.5, for every mile you turn. So remember that. I'm going to try to remember this, so you try to keep up with me. I got a habit of saying the wrong thing, so if my numbers don't mesh, you know what I'm saying? I say the wrong thing sometimes. Excuse me. So 37.5 cents is your fuel. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to jot a little note down here on my phone. Where's my notes? Point 37.5 for fuel. So that's what it's going to cost you. So let me recap that real fast. If you run 10,000 miles a month, you take and you get 8 miles to the gallon. You divide 8 miles to the gallon. That comes to what it was at 1,240 gallons, times that by 3, it comes up like 37.50. I can't remember exactly. You crunch that, you then divide that back into that 10,000 miles, which gave you that 37.5 cents per mile. That's how you figure that out. Let's say you've got a $2,500 a month truck payment, and let's say you've got a $500 a month trailer payment. Let's say you've got $1,500 a month insurance, and just for the sake of this, let's just put another $500 on top of that per month for the different variables, IFTA and whatnot. So that comes to $5,000, and you divide that by 10,000 miles. That gives you a fixed expense of 50 cents per mile. So now you got to think, every time you're rolling down the road, your fixed expenses costing you 50 cents per mile. Now let's go back to that fuel, which was, what was it, 0.375. Put fuel into that. Now you're rolling down the road, and your fixed expenses and your fuel is costing you 87.5 cents. Now let's take that and divide that back from $1.70 a mile. That leaves you making 82 cents a mile after fuel, after IFTA, after other things, $22.90, stuff like that. After truck payment, after trailer payment, all the stuff, it leaves you making 82 cents a mile. So is it worth it? Let's see. 82 cents a mile on 10,000 miles is going to leave you roughly a net of $8,000 a month. And let's say you run 9 months out of the year. It's going to be leaving you a net of around 70, it says 73, but just say 70 to 75,000 net. So maybe it might be worth it. Let's go to a different, on that example, it ain't too bad. It ain't too bad. So I'm going to crunch the numbers on somebody that got into the market, say a year and a half ago last year, and they've got a $250,000 truck with a $4,000 payment. Let's say $1,000 a month trailer payment. Let's see, and we're going to keep that same 8 miles to the gallon at 37.5 cents. But we're going to add, let's say $4,000 a month truck payment plus $1,000 a month trailer payment, and I stick to the $1,500 insurance. Now this is going to be different. A lot of you guys, these numbers are basically, you know, especially the insurance is for the carriers, the people that's got their own MC. So if you're leased onto a company, obviously your insurance is going to be way cheaper, and yeah, you can just crunch the numbers to suit your needs of your operation. So let's say truck trailer insurance is $6,500 plus another $500 for the incidentals and stuff, $22.90 IFTA. I'm not even including a maintenance fund here. I'm just keeping it bare bones to give you an idea of how to figure out what it costs you to run your truck down the road. A lot of people add about 10 cents per mile for maintenance. So if you want to do that, you know, go ahead at your leisure. So $7,000 a month fixed cost. That's going to be 70 cents a mile based on 10,000 miles. So 0.70 plus that 0.37 and a half. Now, with this example, your cost of operation of rolling down a road for every mile is costing you $1.07, almost $1.08. So now let's say you're running at $1.70 freight. Now you're making 62 cents per mile. At this point, it might be beneficial to be a company driver and have a less headache. I'm just saying. The cost of operation and freedom is pretty nice. There's a lot of stress involved with it. But if I could make more money being a company driver versus what I do, I'd probably sell my truck. I'm just saying. Let's go to a third option. Let's go to that guy that's hauling ass down the interstate, getting 4.5 miles a gallon because he's got a big hood or a Peterbilt. Or, I guess, you know, big hoods are Peterbilts, 379, 389, or a W9 like I have. And he's getting 4.5 miles to the gallon. Let's crunch these same numbers by this guy. Now he's running 10,000 miles a month at 4.5 miles per gallon, which comes to 2,200 gallons a month. Times that by $3 a gallon for fuel. That comes to $6,667 per month, or $6,667 per month spent on fuel. Now divide that into that 10,000 miles. He's rolling down the road at 67 cents just for his miles. Let's say those incidentals for $22.90 and such, $500. He don't have a truck payment; it's paid for. Let's say his trailer's paid for. His insurance let's say, for the sake of this video, let's still stick to $1,500, which I know a lot of people don't pay $1,500. I pay about half that per truck, but just for the sake of the video and give you guys a good, I wouldn't say a good example. My example is kind of flawed here, but $2,000 is his fixed expense, which comes down to 20 cents. So 0.67 cents a mile plus 0.20 cents a mile. He's rolling down the road roughly at 87 cents a mile. Divide that by that $1.70. With his paid for equipment, he's still turning 0.83 cents per mile profit. Like I said, guys, it's not a 100% guarantee on is it worth it or not. Everybody's operation is different. Some people's got truck payments, some people don't. Some people has high truck payments, some people has low truck payments. Same with trailers. Some are high payments, some are low payments. Some people have high insurance, some people have low insurance. Some people have a 6 mile to the gallon or 4 mile to the gallon truck versus an 8 or a 9 mile to the gallon truck. You take all those variables, adjust it to what you do, and you divide them into the miles you run on a monthly, and it's going to give you, let's say that, let's back that up a little bit. You take all your expenses, how much you average on fuel, what your truck payment, your insurance, all these different expenses, and then you divide that into, say it comes up to $5,000 a month, and you divide that into the miles that you normally run per month, and that's going to give you your expense per mile. So if you've got an expense, say $1 a mile, and you're on the load board looking at something and it's like, it's $1.20 a mile. Right there, you know, by knowing your expenses, knowing your cost, you're going to be making 20 cents profit on that load. So that kind of don't make sense. But at the same time, if you say that load is $2 a mile, $3 a mile, and if you know what your operation cost is, you know what you're going to be netting after the completion of that load. Anyways, guys, I'm sorry to ramble. It's just off the cuff. Depending on how this video goes, if you guys want a more detailed, something more planned, pen and pad, and show you the numbers, let me know in the description, comments. Wish I could edit that out. I'm not editing these last few videos. They're just one and done. If you like it, you like it. Let me know in the comments if you'd like a more detailed video, more instructional style video, something that's scripted pretty good, something that's edited pretty good, something that's not like this video, it's off the cuff. But anyways, guys, if you're still watching, give me a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'll put videos out on the regular all things trucking. Into that next video, guys. If it don't make sense, it don't make dollars. See ya, bye.